Okay, hey, this is my book review of a book called The Traitor Game by B.R. Collins. Now, this is in the cover. The book I read, this was the cover. Okay? And, overall, 1 star. It's a garbage book. Like, I hated it. So, basically, I got this book, for, like, 50 cents or something at, like, Goodwill or something like that. Because it looked interesting, I guess. You know, the traitor game. Ooh, the traitor. Who's gonna betray? You know, that sounds exciting. And on the back, it talks about this magical world. But in reality, it's a bunch of Anglo fags. Okay? And they have, like, this mythical world that, you know, they imagine up. Which, that's sort of weird if you think about it. But I'll get that in a second here. So, in the book, I got these 2 characters. I haven't read this book in years, and I still remember. I don't know their names. I guess I'll look it up. Give me a second. Oh, by the way, this is mainly audio-focused. I don't have any editing programs that I know of how to use. So I'm just putting this here. Michael and Francis... Michael finds a note, suspects Francis, telling the school bully Shitley, guarantees Francis in for... Okay, so, actually that sounds really dumb based on this description. But anyway, so, Michael thinks Francis is a traitor, like he betrayed them. But in reality, his brother just left a note in his locker, or some... I don't even know who. Like, his brother or something? It's been a long time. And so, you know, says here, like it says here, gets vengeance on him. Cause he says like to the school bully, he's like gay and stuff, so he gets beat up, and he watches him get beat up, and he feels horrible, especially since he literally doesn't even know that he betrayed them. He literally just does it, but that's realistic. That's what people do in real life. And then after that, you know, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then Francis is like, you better be. And he tells him to lick his shoes. And he actually licks them. And he says, what's wrong with you? And he says, and Michael's like, I was just taking the piss. And that's when I learned that phrase. Oh, else it's the LGBT tag. Because the secret is Michael's gay. For Francis. And then Francis is like, I don't think about you that way. And Michael's like, oh, alright. And yeah, I mean, you know it's like, but this book was horrible. Gripping account of a troubled friendship unfolds as both contemporary story and a compelling glimpse into the world of Avogad. The Traitor Game tackles difficult issues without hesitating. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And we're sure you shall gamer fantasy fans. Gamer fans. What? That doesn't even make sense. Again, gamer fans. What even is a gamer fan? So, does it mean gamers? There's no genre of books about games, so that must mean gamer, but they're not called gamer fans. That doesn't even make sense, like, as a sentence, because it's not like, gamers are now, whatever. Anyway, actually, there's a memorable line, where Shitley says to Francis, put a hamster in a bag and you stick it in your ass, and it's titillating. That's where I learned that word. It's a fun word. That's really funny. I sometimes say to people, this is the only reason to read the book. That's the only fun part about that horrible, dry book. It's when he's like, put a hamster in a bag and shove it up your ass. It's titillating. I really did finish the book. I slogged through all 304 garbage pages. So this book is dumb. Because first of all, if this book was like a cartoon, it'd be 30 minutes. It'd be 30 minutes. Now you could stretch it out to an hour maybe, but 304. This story is not interesting enough through 304 pages, and it really isn't. If you read the book, you know for a fact it isn't, because that's why it's barely in the book. So basically, they have these long passages that mean nothing about this place called Evgard, and they have these two characters. One of them is like a prince or whatever. One of them's like a captured slave, and the slave feels loyalty to the prince. So I guess the slave's Michael, and it's sort of implied that he's like gay or something for the prince. I don't know why. He just is, and that's what the book is. Implies he's gay. It's barely in there though. But LGBT guys, we got some social progress, even if it's barely in the book. And like, so you slog through this book, and you like one chapter is in the real world, next chapter is in this stupid universe, and nothing's interesting about either. The real world, it's just a it's just it's, the real world, it's like a normal school setting, and in the fantasy world, it's imagine Narnia, but it's not fun to read at all. Like it's like if Narnia had nothing interesting about it, or you know, even Harry Potter. If there was nothing interesting about the world, that's this world. It's an absolute generic fantasy world, and you spend half the book in it, and you don't care at all about it. And you go into the real world, and it's just literally the real world, and you don't care at all about it. You don't care about this book. It's a stupid book. I barely got through. I don't know why I read it. I shouldn't have. Actually, I should have, just so I could say that hamster thing, because that is honestly worth it, but now you know it, so you don't need to read this stupid book. It's so terrible. It's so dry and boring. The characters, the characters, their whole thing is, oh, he betrayed me, so I actually betrayed him. It's like irony or whatever. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, and he's like, alright, and then they're friends again. It's literally, this book could actually be 150 pages, because half the book is this stupid fantasy, no, more than half, 2/3 of this book is a stupid fantasy world that isn't interesting in the slightest, because it's just a generic medieval background, like a generic medieval world. There's nothing interesting about it. B.R. Collins, Laurie, this is actually the second worst book I've read. Honestly, the worst book I've read is called V is for Villain. I'll make a video about that probably soon. Oh, he's mostly known. The highest rated book he has is the Traitor game, and that book's absolute garbage. So, yeah, he's a hack. What is it? A he? I can't even. I honestly look at this. It has like a woman's facial features, but it's like a man's hair. It kind of looks like a man. It's I don't know if it's a man's name because it's BR. Her. Oh, it's. I was honestly slightly joking when I first said it was a she, because I seriously did think that was a he, but it is a she. No, okay, so I was joking a minute ago when I said that looks like a her. Like, I can't tell, because it's obviously a dude. He just looks like sort of feminine, but it's obviously a dude. Nope. It's a she. Such a garbage book. Probably by a garbage person.